This is the Squared Circle right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Justin Greenberg. I'm joined by Dominic Arbolino and Joe Ritter. And we're talking all things pro wrestling. Why did we play the 20th Century Fox thing in the beginning, though? Because we got breaking news. SmackDown to Fox. According to a report, it's going to be starting in 2019, October 2019. Fox will be moving WWE SmackDown potentially live back to Friday nights. I've heard that, too. I don't know if you heard that in your story, but this is interesting. I don't know if it goes to Fox Sports, like Fox Sports 1, if it goes to FX, or if they're going to actually play it on Fox 5, which would be, very interesting to have it on such an accessible channel. I mean, the ratings are going to be ridiculous if it's on a channel like Fox 5.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. Fox is about to own two of the biggest draws right now to television, the UFC, and they're going to be having WWE. It's going to be insane. They're not going to have as much of the UFC because the UFC just signed a huge deal with ESPN. It's like a $150 million deal. Yeah. So it's going to be split between Fox Sports 1 and ESPN. But even still, if there's even a little UFC on Fox, they'll have UFC and WWE.
And the NFL, which is the biggest sport. Mm-hmm. And the MLB. They have the World Series as well.
It's insane what they're going to have.
But so it's been rumored that if this is going to happen, obviously, as you said, Justin, that SmackDown Live is going to be now on Fridays, and I'm hoping it's going to be live. I haven't heard anything about it yet. I'm hoping it's going to be live, because if it's taped again, that'd be really dumb.
It takes it away, the intrigue. That's the reason why I wasn't looking forward to SmackDown or Raw this week, because it was all...
Yeah, exactly.
Pre-recorded.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch any of it.
I didn't watch it either.
I mean, Tuesdays night, I never watch SmackDown live because I have work.
Yeah.
And then, Monday nights I usually do. But like I said, I had plans last week, but, that doesn't matter here.
And we looked up. We already knew what happened. So
exactly,
it takes it away. In the day and age of the internet, it's unfortunate that you can't do this. You can't have... not live TV, especially with wrestling, because there's so many wrestling sites. There's Twitter, that Facebook gives away all this information. So I think, all in all, I think this is good, because I think if this gives the opportunity for SmackDown to, one, be seen by a bigger audience. Obviously, a network like Fox has 10 times the amount of viewers as any cable network does, like USA. Also, I want this to have a different look. The fact that, USA airs both SmackDown and Raw, both shows look similar. They're filmed with the same cameras. They have the same basic setup with the announcers and the same graphics. I think if it goes to a channel like Fox, maybe you'll get some higher production value. You'll get different camera angles. Maybe they want something a little different. But again, I don't know how well this is going to work out, because Disney is buying Fox. And I don't want Disney involved with this.
Well, it depends on where they're going to show. If they show it on Fox Sports, like Fox Sports 1, you're fine. Fox owns that still. But if they're going to show it on Fox 5, Disney's buying all the local stations, which means Fox 5, like our Fox 5, would be... that would be Disney now. So where is this deal? That's where I'm a little confused on this. I have to do more research on it, and maybe next week I'll be more well informed on the idea. But if they're buying this with the promise of you'll be on Fox 5, does that mean now Fox is making a deal with Disney to air WWE on Fox 5? Or what's going on?
We'll get more information on that.
Either way, I think it's a good deal for the WWE. Revolving on how much money they're going to make. I think it's going to be it's going to 5 a year, and then it's going to end up being $1 million. Obviously, that's a win-win for the WWE. But when you look at it this way, who wants to watch wrestling on a Friday night? Let's be realistic here. In terms of, other than parents and then the little kids. Well, for people our age, we're not.
Well, you know what? It's better in a way, because think about this.
Not. No, I don't agree at all.
Monday night obviously has been cemented for 25 years. You're going to stay up until 11:15 at night and watch Monday Night Raw. But think of it like this. It's kind of annoying to be up until 11:15. I know my dad, he taps out at 9 o'clock. He's like, I got to work tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Think about it on Friday night. Obviously, if you make plans for the weekend or such, you're not going to watch it. But with the idea that maybe if you're not doing anything, you can stay up till 11:15 at night. Who cares? It's Saturday tomorrow. I'll watch the whole show. So your ratings won't dip as much on a Friday night if you give it a nice prime time slot, which is what you'd have to give it.
The ratings won't dip in the sense that, like we said, the viewers, it's just more people have access to Fox. More people watch, channels 2, 4, 5, and 7 more than any other cable channel. So the ratings will be fine. I'm with Dom, though. I'm not a fan of Friday wrestling. I like to, whether it's go out or just, go to the movies, anything. Right. I don't want to be staying in my dark room watching wrestling like a loser.
Right. And then also, it's rumored to be 3 hours again.
Yikes.
Well, actually, not again. It was never 3 hours SmackDown, but it's rumored to be 3 hours, which, we don't really like that on Raw because it has a lot of, moments where it's just, it's too much. And,
filler.
It's filler, and it's not good. It makes a joke out of it.
If it started this week, they have so many talented people on SmackDown right now that could work
That's
now,
another thing too.
But this is so far ahead. This is next year we're talking.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's not even like it's October this year. It's October in 2019. So we're like a year and a half away from this.
Who knows who's going to be where doing what?
Exactly.
Then?
I mean, there could be so many changes from that. But I have heard, checking up on Twitter and everything, that Fox has shown interest in Raw as well, and because WWE would like to have both shows on the same network.
Yeah,
so that would be big too. But
that would never happen. No.
I don't think I don't think that at all. I think there's a possibility of happening. It's just going to be a bigger negotiation. They're going to see.
I was looking into numbers the other day because I was interested, and they make more money on Raw than they do on a pay-per-view nowadays.
Well, it all has to do with the advertisements.
No, right, but my thing is they're making, I think it was double a pay-per-view on one night of Monday Night Raw because of the commercials, the advertisements, where they are.
And it's not on pay-per-view anymore.
Right.
That's the other problem.
That's the other thing. So the idea that, doing another 3-hour show on a Friday, it's bigger for advertisement. They stand to make a ton of money. You put SmackDown, and you for your first year stack it with the biggest guys in the company. You're going to make you're going to make a killing. Especially also if you look at the ticket sales, you put a stacked show on and you write it really well for a year, that show will sell out every time.
Two quick things. So WWE Raw was not on USA for like a 5, maybe 10-year run. In like maybe 2001, it moved to TNN, which would eventually become Spike. So Raw was on Spike for maybe 5-6 years, and then returned to Raw, I want to say in like 2008-ish.
In USA.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said return to Raw.
That makes no sense.
I just want to clear it up. That's all.
It did not return to Raw. Raw returned to USA. So, it's not unprecedented that, it leaves USA. I think if anything's going to get rid of the brand split, it could be this. Because if you're going to have...
I like the brand split, though.
I don't mind it, but if you're going to have, let's just say AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles, my favorite wrestler, but he's not a Roman Reigns as far as recognize. People don't really know him outside of the wrestling fans. I think so compared to a Cena or a Roman Reigns.
I guess a little bit, but I feel like either way, I'm just really not a fan of it going back to 3 hours. They already have enough commercials. I mean, come on, you're watching Raw and you're you're in the middle of a great match and you get 6 commercial breaks. Like, that's what it feels like. It's obviously not that much. I'm exaggerating there, but I understand. Again, they're going to be making their money off those advertisements, but it's just like, it's just too much. And I don't know. I'm a little questionable about this. Luckily, we don't have to worry about it again for like another year and a half. So
yeah, absolutely.
Still big news, though. Obviously.
I will say, though, that real quick little Wall Street update here on the Squared Circle. The WWE stock had the biggest jump of the day. From within an hour, it jumped.
Should have bought stocks, I know.
Yeah, thank God I did. I'm telling you, it went straight up. It's at the market closed, and it was at 12% in the positive, which is a huge jump. Like just yesterday, it was like $45 or $46 a share. Now it's at $57. So it's insane. As soon as they made this announcement, people jumped on WWE like nuts. Mm-hmm. So definitely a cool thing to see that's going on. But by the way, you are listening to the Squared Circle, not Money Talk, right here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Joe Ritter, here with Justin Greenberg, Dominic Arbolino. We should introduce ourselves from now on. It's not like I'm the host or anything. We're all equal.
We're all equal hosts, right. Except me. I'm the main host.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, right. You're the main guy.
You've just been here the longest. That's why.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some more non-wrestling real quick. So the CM Punk trial. CM Punk, there's a big lawsuit between the WWE doctor Chris Amon. He's suing CM Punk and Cole Cabana because Cole Cabana hosts a great podcast, and CM Punk was a guest on it, and they were kind of bashing the WWE, bashing the doctor. So they set a trial date for the case, which was going to be May 21st. The case was assigned to a judge in Chicago, but that's got pushed back. We don't know exactly when this court case is going to take place. So if anybody thinks that CM Punk is going to be returning to WWE anytime shortly, it's not going to happen. They're literally in the middle of a lawsuit, and CM Punk will be fighting Mike Jackson at the upcoming UFC 225, which is going to be on June 9th, and I believe that's in Chicago, right, John?
It is in Chicago. I mean, I love UFC. I watch me a ton of UFC.
Yeah, it's great.
But honestly, he's going to get killed. He's too old. I mean, Mike Johnson is closer to him in age Jackson, I'm sorry. He's closer to him in age and in stats, and he's only had one fight, and I believe he's owned one as well. I believe he's in his 30s, I want to say. So he's closer to Punk than Mickey Gall was, because Mickey Gall was a young guy who was literally willing and did kill him. So this is going to be a closer fight, but that still doesn't mean it's going to be a win for Punk. I really believe he's going to lose and get crushed.
I'm interested to see it. I think this will be, a telling as to what CM Punk does moving forward. Obviously, UFC will not be hiring him. You guys see the light flicker?
Yeah. I keep thinking someone's calling.
So I'm like, am I having a seizure?
No. I thought, yeah. Don't worry.
Thank God.
When it comes to CM Punk, though, in terms of just like him in general, if any fans really think that he's coming back right now, or even like again, like you said, any like relatively soon, it's never. I honestly, I don't see it happening at all.
Listen, the best part of that fight will be the entrance. He's gonna probably come into Living Colors, Cult of Personality. Everyone's gonna go crazy in Chicago. CM Punk, he'll get knocked out.
Back.
Right, he'll get knocked out 2 minutes into the first round, and everyone will cry and be like, "Can't believe he lost." He'll get dropped from his multi-fight contract. He'll go to either Ring of Honor or New Japan, and he'll be in the All-In promotion.
He could go to another mixed martial. I'm surprised, something like Bellator.
They will not pick him up.
Why not? They're a
Bellator
joke.
Is hard. They're a joke when it comes to sales.
They had Ken Shamrock fighting at age 74.
Yeah, but they don't care. They want to see people get knocked out, and they're willing to push the biggest guys. I believe, actually, Jack Swagger fights at Bellator.
Good for him.
So I know that, what's his name? Who's I Love My Sisters.
Bobby Lashley
fought in Bellator a couple times. Dave Bautista, I believe, as well fought in Bellator.
I don't know if it was Bellator, but I know he did have some mixed martial arts background.
I think he won like 4 fights.
And you know who trained with Dave Bautista? Then we'll move on. It was Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog's son, Harry Smith, who's an amazing wrestler. He's over in Japan right now, killing it. He's a big boy. He's like 6'5", 250 pounds. He's actually part of the New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he was during that pay-per-view with Jericho.
Oh, really?
When he was taking on Kenny Omega, but now Jericho taking on Naito. Is that how you say it?
Naito.
Yes,
Naito. Which should be interesting.
And real quick, since we're talking about wrestling outside of the WWE, I just want to talk about, I don't know if you know of him, Justin. I know Joe does, but Will Ospreay.
Yes.
Gravity doesn't apply to that guy.
He has been awesome lately, and I've just been seeing stuff all over Twitter about him.
Is he in the Super Juniors?
I think he's in Ring of Honor.
No. They have the competition every year. The
Super J Cup?
Yeah, the Super J Cup, which is going on right now, I believe. And if he's not involved with that, then they're missing out on
I don't
life.
have any details about that, but I'm telling you right now, I would love to see this guy in the WWE eventually. I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be a great pickup.
He's definitely had some really interesting maneuvers. It's very, flashy stuff. You're talking guys doing flips. He's up there as being, one of the all-time best.
It reminds me a lot of 205 Live right now. They're going nuts, and that's what I think.
I'm trying to find out the best. It's the best of the Super Juniors, which is going on, and there's only one guy you could see Will Ospreay really having an incredible feud with, and that is Ricochet in NXT right now. If the two of them ever faced off in WWE,
because they're both high flyers.
Because they're both high flyers, and gravity doesn't apply to either of them. That would be probably one of the best matches in a very long time.
Even though I am excited for NXT TakeOver, though, to see Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's most likely obviously
Velveteen
Dream
be there. Is the future of the WWE. I don't care what anyone says. That guy is going to be the face of the company one day.
June is going to be a big month for WWE. So they have NXT TakeOver. Right? That's in June?
Yep, you have it because it's now with Money in the Bank.
Yes.
They actually made one together.
Which will be great in Chicago, which is an excellent wrestling city. And then, of course, we were talking about, it's not WWE, but to see CM Punk fighting should be interesting as well, which is also in June. All right, let's move over to an interesting news on Nia Jax, since we were just talking about UFC. Arguably the biggest UFC star, probably behind Conor McGregor, was Ronda Rousey. And according to sources, the upcoming match between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey at the WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view event could lead to a Nia Jax heel